Can't you see what they do?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. As you know, I speak about herbs, root, and their magical power. You do not need to pray when you use these herbs, and you do not need to believe when you use these herbs. They will work on their own for the cause of the problem. Whatever cause you have, they will be good for the problem. If you eat a lot of toxic food, these herbs will help to get rid of the toxic from the physical body. You do not need to take my words. I am not a medical doctor. I'm just a spiritual individual with self-thought and understanding of nature and its contents. You also have that power. But once you stray away from the laws of nature, then you're going to have problems. If you stick to the laws of nature, you will have no problem. Because you eat the wrong thing and you become sick. Why you become sick? Men were not designed to eat meat and eat all these animal fat. I know what you're saying. Where do you get all the stories from? You don't need to take my word as I said. You cannot digest meat when you eat it. So therefore, I'm giving you one point right there. Nevertheless, don't you get caught up with the white men doing, because once you get caught up with the white men doing, you have to continue. As the Muslim said, he's a blue-eyed devil. I'm not calling him a blue-eyed devil. I'm going to say he's clever. And for those of you black men that is saying that the black men leave from Africa and go to Europe and becomes white, you need to take your ass over there and become white yourself. If you want to teach your children stupid stuff. Thousands and thousands of years ago, the black men leave from Africa and he go to Europe and he becomes white. Small nostril, flesh color, and straight hair. The black man. So where the Chinese goes to become Chinese? Did the black man leave and go to China and become Chinese Chinese? Just think, come on, black men. You don't teach your children this garbage. Black men cannot change from black men. The only thing he can be is black men. You know why? Because he's the guardian of divine power. And you need to wake your goddamn self up and realize that. When you wake up and realize that you, the black man, you are the guardian of divine power, you will stop teaching your children garbage. There's a lot of very black smart men in this world. We don't need that garbage. Talking about the black men go to Africa, go to Europe and becomes white. That's some sick shit you're teaching your children. If you put a bunch of dogs and tell them that, they just bark at you. They wouldn't even believe what you're saying, them dogs. And you know, dogs have sense. They have senses. So you're not talking about the Chinese and you're not talking about the Indian. How they become Chinese and Indian? It's the reason why we have curly wool. This is wool. This is not hair. This is wool. And it is a reason why. Because we've been picked out. We have been picked out. We have four corners of the element. And each man must rule each corner. Because of our interference brought forth other men into existence. Let me give you some examples so you can understand. Do you know where the chicken come from? You know the chicken that lay eggs? Do you know where they came from? Did they came from nature of themselves or man interference? Do you know where the mule came from? Do the mule came from nature of itself or man interference? And there are many more. But you can call me for the answer. Or you go to my website. See here? www.voodoospell.com. You go there. See? Or call me at 310-672-6884. If you need some information. Because we have to stop talking silly shit. Yes, we have to stop talk silly shit. Because if the black man can go to Europe and becomes white, all the animals that follow him there and all the birds that flew there, they should be all white the same way. If it takes 5,000 years and 10,000 years. Just think about that. And all the worms will be white over there. And all the blackbirds and all the black cats should be white. And if he leave from Africa, leave from Europe when he's white and come back to Africa, he should come back to be black. Right? Because his climate caused him to be like that. What do you think? That's what you're teaching your children? They're not no guardian of divine power. They are people that divine power are not interested in. If you notice, they go to Africa and take everything away from us. You ever notice how Africa speak about creation? The birds and the beasts, kings and queens, ancient time. Not yesterday. What do you think about it? Before the Adam was born. When was the Adam born? Was he born into Europe? Or he was born in Africa? Where was he born? As they divide place and call it continent. You need to cut your bullshit out, black man, and teach the people the real thing. And I guarantee you we'll wake up and we're going to start our food abundantly. And we're going to start treat our people better. What I mean by treat them better? We're going to provide jobs for our people. Instead of you just accumulating everything for yourself. The wealth is here. But some cannot get the wealth because they're not smart enough to get it. They want to sit back and try to get it. That's not how it works. You got to get out there and get it. And divine power is not just going to hand it to you. So next time when you speak to these black men that is talking about black men going to Europe and becomes white, ask him where the Chinese go to become Chinese. And ask him where the Indian go to becomes Indian. And ask him where the Jews go to become Jewish. And that's another bullshit they're fooling you with. There's nobody born named Jew. Let me give you one example so you can understand. These alphabets have been written down for many, many years gone. As you call it, the years. As I already said, there's no years. You make that up. There is no J into the Hebrew alphabet. There is no J into the Greek alphabet. There is no J into Aramaic alphabet. So stop being dummy. So you can't have no words in those languages with the name Jesus, John, Joseph, Jehovah. It is impossible. And I don't want you to start using the Y and say this and this and that. The J was not even in the English language until in the 16th century. There was no J. So all those people that named John and Joseph before the J come in existence in the English language, you just wasting time. You're still fooling the people's mind. But the internet rise up and you can't fool them anymore. And that's what I'm talking about. So look, I got a lot of information for you. So what's happened? Be good. If you can't be good, I don't know what to say. Okay? So, peace. I'm out of here.